18.
Scalding Tarn getting cracked for Roland. Roland with a Volcanic Island. Roland already up to the usual stuff. Let's see what Roland's turn 1 play is going to be. We're on the edges of our seats. There's Delver.
What does that do?
Good old Delver. Roland's at it as usual. Fledgestrand gets cracked for David. I feel like we haven't seen David on stream in a while. Maybe we have. I don't know. It feels like a long time. Ramalito says Chris is really honest. He enjoys Legacy. That's true. I do. I just enjoy Magic, everybody. Magic is like my favorite thing. Is that clear?
Set out of your deck.
All right. Swords takes out Delver. And Roland can't believe it.
Alright, there you go. Draw.
Yeah, Ryan's going to keep count how many times the card Ponder is cast on today's stream. Cloud says, I'm trying to learn Is It Cutter because Dimir Reanimator will get another ban. Okay. People anticipating some bans. Gizlo says, playing into Daze, the disrespect. Yeah. If there was a Daze, it could have saved that Delver, potentially. Corey Steel Cutter has just hit the stack. Then a Mistress Bauble. Everything's resolving. Roland's getting some monks. Well, one monk. And it will attack.
Okay. And I'll pass me. Sure.
All right, following up with a prismatic ending to take out Corey Steel Cutter. That wasn't too bad. Corey Steel Cutter from Tarkir Dragonstorm. So far, one of the best 2025 cards for Legacy. As far as making an impact on the format. Seeing quite a bit of play. What are the other 2025 All-Star team members, chat? What other 2025 cards made big impacts on Legacy and, in your opinion, in a positive way? Corey Steel Cutter makes the cut for me.
And Foxy's results? You're at 60. All lands. Got it.
Eumidian Hatchery feels up there. Quantum Riddler is a good one. Mike, the Hype Train conductor, absolutely right on that.
Oh, you take two from Foxy's, right? Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Another prismatic ending. There's Tameo. Roland's got David down to 8. Another bolt to the face. Down to 5.
Oh, no. That's not going at your face.
Oh, sorry.
It's going at Tameo.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Touch.
Okay, yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. Brainstorm in response, though. Tameo might be saved here.
Sorry, my brain was just the first two went in my face.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Let's
see. Brainstorm in response.
Gizlo says Deadpool is up there. That card is actually hilarious. I've been having a lot of fun with Deadpool. Some people think I'm out of my mind, but that card's pretty powerful.
2 minutes left.
Is it when it deals to a player?
And there's something about that Deadpool card that just encourages my opponents to misplay. I don't. It just happens. Another bolt from Roland. So Tameo will die. The Brainstorm will then resolve, but Tameo's not going to be able to be saved. So all 4 bolts are stacked nicely in Roland's graveyard. Did Roland shuffle? A little suspicious.
8.
Thank you for the subs again, everybody. Hype Train complete. So now David cracking a Scalding Tarn.
I actually feel safe to play this.
Get a basic mountain. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Okay. Okay. Didn't expect to see that card on today's stream. Cloud says Scythecat Cub. Technically, the Cub came out 2024, but it has been a big 2025 card, yeah. Yeah, Jace the Mind Sculptor from 2015 Legacy. What year did Jace the Mind Sculptor come out? I don't remember. Well, World Wake. It's got to be like 2010, maybe. Is that right? Am I right? That was a guess. Card's so old now.
Take a sacrifice a creature. Sure.
Yeah, Jace might not have been on today's bingo card.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, a brainstorm for Roland. There's a Jace the Mind Sculptor on the other side of the board. That could be a problem. All 4 bolts are in the graveyard. X-Grave announcing that David is catapulting to instant hero status. Yeah. Resolving a Jace on stream puts you in the hero category.
3, 4.
Jace was the first standard card to break $100. I do remember Jace being expensive for a while. Don't really remember much more than that. I was never really a big MTG finance person. All right, so Roland has another Delver that could potentially attack Jace at some point. Teferi. Well, that might be a problem. And Roland might have a solution. Force pitching Daze. Force pitching Ponder. That Daze must have been found late. Teferi's going to bounce the Delver. This is looking pretty bad for Roland, TBH.
You have one?
I have one.
Fate Seal?
Force of Negation on top. That doesn't do a whole lot.
Yep.
Not liking Roland chances here. Jace is up to 5 loyalty. Delver gets replayed. We know the card in Roland's hand is Force of Negation, which is shut off right now. It doesn't do anything. Never mind the fact Roland doesn't have a card to pitch or enough mana. Teferi's on the board. So Prismatic Vista gets cracked now. Dr. Pepper arrives in the chat jamming some bagels. There's something about those bagel emojis, emotes, whatever, that has people excited to use them. Big part of the 90s MTG lore. Christmas is here. On a 3-stream streak. Yeah, people love that bagel emote. And it was such like it was like an emote that I didn't think anybody was going to give a damn about. But it ended up being the crowd favorite. It's funny.
I do have that.
It's the way that goes, I guess. So Fledged Drain gets cracked here for Roland to start game 2. Down a game. Mechanic Island. Do most LGS play to 4 rounds? That's a good question. I guess so. 3 or 4. Never 2. I've never heard of anybody doing 5 rounds at like F&M or something. 3 or 4. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Good turn 1 play. Mishra's Bauble, Surveil, dump a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Already very close to Delirium is Roland. 3 types in the yard. All right, bit hard to see, but Roland, but David, sorry, just dropped a fetch land and passed. Polluted Delta for Roland. Scalding Tarn on David's side. Yeah, I've heard of like LGSs doing cuts to top 8 on Fridays or something. I don't know. I guess you have to have a crowd that's into that. Personally, by the time we're hitting like 10:30, 11, I'm like ready to go home.
One, two, three.
Bunch of times recently, I'm like feeling like I'm getting old. I'm taking the train home from F&M or Monday Night Legacy, whatever, and I'm, waiting for the subway train, and I'm like yawning. I can't even stay awake.
And I will pass away.
Getting old, chat.
Wasteland Jace.
Oh, okay, sure. Yep.
All right, David drops a Flooded Strand. Mike says age comes from us all. Hype Train Conductor Mike is absolutely right. Scalding Tarn correct here. Tameo on the board. Chat was talking about Tameo as we're getting started. Will this be one of the last times we see Tameo on 90s MTG? Who knows? Jerry says my old brain struggles round 4. Yeah, when it starts to get to like round 4, it's getting late. Sometimes I'm starting to feel like I don't even know if I want to play anymore. I start to get just tired.
16.
Pyroblast on Tameo. Surveil to Brainstorm away. Daze on an announced fetch. Daze on Tameo after an announced fetch. Good plays here from Roland. The fetch will still happen, but Tameo is countered. Heads up there, play from Roland. Parker, thank you for the sub with Prime. 24 months, that's a new badge. Thanks for sticking with us. 2 years. The BNR update is on Monday, November 10th, I believe it is.
I'm at 18.
Some people really put so much weight on these ban and restricted announcements. It's like, I don't know. We'll see, I guess, but
I'll leave that on top.
the vibes are so often, no matter the format, it's so often like they're either going to do what I want them to do or I'm selling my collection. Like, these people are just so dramatic. If they don't ban this card, I'm selling my collection. I'm going to go play Lorcana. All right, see you later.
I'm done after that.
Dylan says lots of complaining, even when Legacy is in a pretty decent spot. Yeah, there was a force pitching spell pierce on Corey Steele, by the way. But rarely am I having a bad time. I haven't been having a bad time playing Legacy in a really long time. Ooh, back to basics pretty good here. But maybe I'm easy to please, chat. Maybe I'm easy to please. Yeah, there are Eternal Weekends coming up. Some people are thinking that might be a deterrent for them to make changes to the ban list. I honestly don't know.
What do you do? Search from
Yeah, from my side.
It's my hand.
Yeah, force in.
My hand.
So Tameo is getting surgicaled here. The hand for David. Snapcaster Mage, one of my favorite cards all time. Force of Will, and Flame of Honor. Flame of Honor, card that sees quite a bit of Legacy play, and I'm a fan. Let's just not go back to Middle Earth, though, right, chat? Let's just keep it Magic the Gathering lore only, please. Sick of this crap. Jerry says I'm enjoying Legacy even when I'm getting beat down by Salty. Yeah, sometimes Sometimes losing can change your opinions on the format, I guess. Gizlo says, I imagine another no changes. People will write dissertations about it with every keystroke being hammered down very hard. Yeah, people really just lose their minds about this stuff, and I'll never get it. Where are we now? I guess the surgical just happened, and now Roland's about to pass the turn.
Surgical on your main phase, right?
Surgical during my main phase, yes.
Yeah.
I put that in the order. Go ahead.
All right, passing it to David. So back to basics is on the board. That's going to be problematic for Roland. But David's life total kind of low. Dragon's Rage Channeler is delirious. Flame of Honor trying to remove it. Let's see if Roland has a response.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh, you are kidding me!
No response. That's pretty bad for Roland.
5 tokens.
Pretty badly needed that Dragon's Rage Channeler to stick around to have a chance to win this game, I feel. Found another land. Ponder. Ugh. Lock down a land forever for a Ponder, not the best. Ponder Shuffle. A Pyroblast could potentially deal with back to basics. Other than that, this deck doesn't have Disenchant or Naturalize in the main, you know what I mean? Back to basics might be here to stay. Could get bounced by Brazen Power or something like that too, but it's not looking good for Roland once again.
Dude, so I had...
Also, David has Snapcaster in hand and a Force of Will in hand. It's going to be tough to get out of this mess.
Eat it, but then I drew 2 more reanimates.
Here's a Ponder for David, who does eventually need to win the game. Got to put a win count on the board.
Yeah, because... But yeah, that's... I mean, of course, without the information, it's like...
Yeah, of course. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah. I mean, it seems so counterintuitive to take a fucking Hogak, right? Like, why would you do that? But then,
I know. But even so, like, I feel like if you would have gotten 2 cards after...
So a bunch of passing back and forth here as Back to Basics has locked down Roland almost completely at the moment. Snapcaster, Force of Will, 2 unknown cards in David's hand. David's been cantripping. Brainstorm knocks over the deck. That was a little suspicious.
like, if I had the ley line out, like now, you should have taken on when you put that. Because you know that those randoms will just rock in your hand anyway.
Sure.
So
Tameo has been surgical, so that won't be a way to win game 2 for David. What other win cons could there be? I mean, sometimes these decks have Thundertrap Trainer, which is a very slow 1-power attacker. Sometimes they have Fourth Ear Lingus. We'll have to see. Teferi. Is Surgical still being in post-board an indicator Roland doesn't have a great board for the matchup? You know, that's a good question. It's possible Roland is trying to surgical cards like Tameo to prevent David from having that win con. Obviously, this deck David is playing is not a graveyard-based deck where Surgical is going to be amazing and potentially game-winning all on its own. Surgical is also pretty good at triggering Corey Steel Cutter. It's a free spell. Fourth Ear Lingus just found with a Thundertrap Trainer, so the offense might be up and running for David pretty shortly.
I feel like terminates these short artifacts.
Only one
Fourth Ear Lingus, say what you want about the Monarch mechanic, but I'm such a fan of this card. I really like Fourth Ear Lingus.
What?
I have Ursa Saga.
One of my favorite cards from Lord of the Rings, I think, in the end.
I had no idea. So, if I felt like Go Masters, yeah.
Thundertrap Trainer number 2 finds Prismatic Ending. Jerry says, big fan of fourth. AP with a great question. Was Monarch even tested for 1v1? You know what, AP? They don't test anything anymore. They don't care about us. They don't they don't try hard when they make new sets. They just don't give a damn anymore.
You know, these matchups, like I go back to reanimator just because like you need to know.
just kind of do the thing. But like, so the build
They don't love us.
Who's else?
because green black gives you access to a really good.
As most of you know, as format specialists, as deck experts, as longtime Magic players, we know better than the people that design our favorite trading card game. And when they don't do what we want them to do, we lose our minds and erupt in temper tantrums on social media. Right, everybody?
So that's awesome, but the problem is it doesn't play as well as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and don't get me started about the fatigue. I'm very fatigued. AP says, I'm so angry about the state of Magic that now I have to buy more Magic cards. Yeah.
Like that combo in like a black and it's not.
All right, big attack coming in, and David about to become the Monarch. Does the Monarch token hit the board here? I'm getting a little bit worried.
Optimizing my deck, I would just play straight up one.
Oh boy.
But it's like I really like that combo, so I'm just grabbing it.
yeah,
For me, that's what counts.
Instant.
I'm not seeing a Monarch token. I'm getting worried.
looking at it carefully.
So back then, if you remember how Saber playing
Tarzan, yeah.
so it's the same deck, but
7 cards in David's hand. Uh-oh. Roland's been making some land drops. Basic Island can untap under Back to Basics. Hydroblast on a Human Knight. Okay. Then a fetch. Jin says maybe Commander cards should only be legal in Commander. You know, we're like freaking 15 years into the Commander cards thing at this point. Like, I just don't feel like these are opinions that we should worry about right now.
Yeah.
because the sideboard is relevant because you do have the corn to.
Get your Commander cards out of my game. I mean,
How many barrel rolls you?
stop.
Oh my god.
Because I mean, you have small pockets, so you can't really afford to sacrifice your buyer.
Unholy Heat targeting Teferi.
With the barrel roll. Yeah, and you destroyed my whole.
Teferi down. But some significant problems on the board for Roland still yet to solve. Back to Basics still available. 5 power on the board for David.
If you're running like the small version, it's just green black.
You're at 8?
Which I do have bios, so I'm just
Takes control of the I'm running my.
It's pretty fun. I mean, if you want to just like sideboard, you have the off piece
What should have targeted Back to Basics? I'm not really clear.
just very grindy.
Swinging 5?
Yeah.
Why don't I have you at 7?
Oh, Roland? It looks like Roland has multiple copies of Bolt in hand. Is there any chance, Roland? I'm not really liking how.
Shit. I was like, wait, that's wrong. Because what I would do then,
Not really clear what's going on
I'm
here.
going to snap,
But
target
I'll
4th
be away soon.
for X equals 1, make another 2/2.
I'm so dead anyway. So
That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, so Snapcaster, 4th year Lingus, make another 2/2, and David wins the game.